Time.
Like everybody's saying, it's, or as we said on the last episode, it's rinse, wash, repeat again. It's 30 minutes after the George Floyd um, sentencing came down, and this happened. So we went one step forward, and everybody is shouting, "Hooray, hooray, hooray!" And we just took another 20 steps backwards. You know. So what are we doing at this point? What are we? How are we teaching our kids how to handle confrontation? And no matter what people say or try to say, oh, well, you don't know this or you don't know that. And a lot of times we don't, because if we comply, we die. You know, we put our hands up, we get shot in the face. No matter what we do, we don't have that complexion for their affection or their protection.
Yep. Jabal, what do you think, man?
Yeah, this right here, man. I can't even. It's hard to really express the level of heartbreak, but I'm gonna try to get directly to your question, which is, of course, difficult. And that, of course, if that was my daughter, like who, may have been getting stabbed or assaulted, to be honest with you, yeah, of course, I would want my baby girl to be alive. You know what I'm saying? But to get to the real meat of what's going on, well, let me finish that. I would pray and hope that it wouldn't cost another person's life for my daughters. But yes, I would, just being honest. But also as a parent, that's what you pray and you work so hard to make sure with everything you are and have that your children are never put in that situation, never be in that situation. And seeing that not only or hearing about this and seeing it not only breaks my heart from the visual, because I have children. Now I can understand what my parents was feeling when I was growing up, and I was being a knucklehead about things. And they were saying it to me at that age, and God, I can hear it ringing like it was yesterday, 30 something years ago. Daddy saying, "Hey, man, don't you get involved with these people? They'll kill you. They'll keep on living." And so many situations that we can get caught up in. And so I say that to say this, after the really emotional viewing of that video, extremely emotional, I was like, where's her dad at? It's the first thing I always think, you know, and then, oh, that's right. I read an article before I saw that video. She's in the foster care system. Red flag right there. And I saw another video with her aunt say, yes, she had issues. We all got, that's like, or red flags. There are so many things fundamentally wrong with the breakdown of our community. And, going back to what you say a lot, Jermaine, we really, really need to start policing ourselves. We really, I can't iterate this enough, really, really, really need to start policing ourselves or go back to policing ourselves. I understand as much as we are vilifying law enforcement right now, and it is, warranted with all of what's going on. But what happens when we feel we in trouble, we in danger? We call 911. We call the police. You know, but like everybody in this panel has been saying, let's be honest, they don't respect our lives like that. They just don't. But yet, we train to think that way. We don't have, to me, the control of our own community. I do believe firmly one of the reasons is not enough black men actively involved in their children's lives. And I'm gonna say that again, not enough black men involved in their children's lives. Because I know if that was my daughter, had I been anywhere around that situation, if anything, I could see you getting your ass in this house. Come on in this house. And if these kids step on this ground, yeah, we call 911, we'll be in our house. So if anything gets shot, it's going to be outside. It's not going to be in here. Okay. Because that's the way it's always been.
Yeah.
But us, that's the way it's always been. And listening to y'all, man. First of all, it's great to be on this panel, man. It's a wonderful panel. Thank y'all. This is kind of a somber topic, and I know it's really extremely emotional, and I respect and love each and every one of y'all. And but Ms. Jackson, I got to repeat what you said. We don't get a chance at life like white people. And I thought about that same video, but them trying to hold the steering wheel. He's spinning out his pickup truck, and you got these guys, look like half of them even got the guns drawn, and even before he got to the truck, nobody had their guns drawn, right? However, much like Tamir Rice in Ohio, 2.3 seconds, come on the scene and shoot and kill a 12-year-old.
Yep.
So this has to say something more loudly than our cries. This has to say something as loud as we need to get our shit together.
True.
Because once again, we keep waiting for them to give us some form of justice. It's not going to happen. Even under the circumstances, like you said, we just getting this verdict, getting this scumbag convicted of some serious, heinous, murderous crimes, and we can't even,
celebrate it.
Take nothing. Nothing. And I'm like, why this baby in foster care? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and so these things here, man, I'm gonna let you go because I'm finished. But these things here, it's just it reminds me of Jim Brown when he started American, and this I'm gonna say this ago. And he had one of the gang leaders, his daughter had got shot, and he was ready to go and retaliate for the people that did it. And Jim Brown said he looked in his eyes and he was hurt. He said, I know ain't nothing else I can tell him, but you know what I told him? If you're going to do this, I'm coming with you. Where are we at in our community? That there was nobody as an adult that could have controlled that child at the time. That just breaks my heart.
Man,
that's it.
I got about 3 things, and then I want to kick it back to the women on the panel. I used to do loss prevention for a company. I won't call no names because they are not sponsoring the podcast. No. But they very well can. But anyway, I had to apprehend somebody, and another African American person, gentleman, and he pulled out pepper spray, and he pepper sprayed me at point blank range. Still took him down, still apprehended him. I won't go into the violent details of what I had to do to him, but afterwards,
brakes off.
Hey, yes. I would, but go ahead.
After that, and the police had him outside in handcuffs. The officer came back in. He said, man, if we would have got here when he would have pulled that pepper spray on you, we'd have put 2 in his chest, because pepper spray is a deadly weapon.
It is.
Pepper spray is a deadly weapon. We know a knife is.
Yep.
And so back to what Jabal was saying, where is the male figure or the mom or the aunt, like you said, she was in foster care, to say, hey, why do you got a knife? Now I don't know if y'all read the article. The young girl, apparently she had got jumped by these girls before, and they was coming back to get her again. So I guess she was in a situation where I'm gonna try to think for her. Maybe she felt her back was to the wall and she had to defend herself by any means. Maybe she thought her life was on the line.
Yeah.
So she got a knife. The unfortunate thing is, like I said, when these police come to the scene and they interpret the law, all they see is a deadly weapon. That's all. And she doesn't have the right complexion to have this weapon in her hand.
Right.
That's a recipe for disaster. And I need our people to understand that. Okay, when these people come on the scene, if you got something in your hand, you need to put it down, because your chances of survival decrease tremendously with this thing in your hand. And I'm not going to go on the rant, Miss Rivers. What do you think if you was there? What do you think you would have done before the police got there? The police hadn't got there yet, but how do you stop this raging teenager, knife in her hand? I think it's what, two or three girls on the scene. How do you jump in the middle of this as a woman and try to talk these kids off the ledge, or do you just jump in and help beat their ass? I don't know. You tell me.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't jump in and I wouldn't jump in and be there, but if they're at my door, I would tell my kids inside, be it my kids or friends or whatever, they're in my house, they're my kids.
Right.
Stay inside. We're gonna call the police and let them come and deal with them. Because for one, I don't know. If they're on the outside the door, they're saying things or whatever. So I already know how this situation could be. I wouldn't open the door or anything of the nature. I'll call the police and just, let them deal with that when they get there. I definitely would not let any of the kids inside my home, outside of the home. Now, granted, just like Saturday night, somebody backed up into my driveway and I grabbed my piece and I went out there and told them that they're in the wrong driveway. There's certain things.
So you mean to tell me you had to go get the Desert Eagle and go outside?
The D.
Oh yeah, I did, because I didn't know what they was doing there. I had my kids inside the house. I'm a single
That's
mom,
not funny.
and I have to protect them. I can't just have somebody post up outside my house next to my car in my driveway. They're not on the street that is a common area for everybody. They're in my driveway. So, but I went up there and it's like, y'all in the wrong driveway, and they looked. They're like, oh yeah, okay. So they left, and I went back in the house and put my stuff back down. But nevertheless, if somebody's outside my door and they're, yelling, screaming, and all this stuff, I'm gonna